All the leaders agreed to boost their economies by at least 2.1% by 2018, adding $2 trillion to global economies. And this is the economic pledge agreed by the G20 group of leaders during the 9th G20 summit held in Brisbane Convention and Exhibition Centre at South Brisbane. World leaders discussed various issues during the two-day summit, came up with a consensus and have signed a deal to increase global growth over the next 5 years and support strong and effective action to tackle climate change. Host leader, the Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott, said the actions of the leaders based on the decisions taken during the summit will support sustainable development, economic growth and certainty for business and investment. He also said that they will deliver jobs through increasing investment, trade and competition.
G20 leaders, all of us, support strong and effective action to address climate change. Our actions will support sustainable development, economic growth and certainty for business and investment. And of course, we will all work constructively towards the climate change conference in Paris next year.
According to the world leaders, the reform-oriented decisions taken in the summit would create millions of jobs. Plans to increase the participation of women in the global workforce and to crack down on tax avoidance by multinational companies have also been outlined. Working together to crack down on tax dodging and corruption and strengthen financial institutions to avoid a repeat of the 2008 global financial crisis is another major outcome of the 9th G20 summit. Prime Minister Narendra Modi during the conference also made a strong intervention on the same. He expressed India's support for a new global standard on automatic exchange of information, which would be instrumental in getting information about unaccounted money hoarded abroad and enable its eventual repatriation. Apart from these, G20 leaders also released a joint statement in which they vowed to do all they could to extinguish the Ebola outbreak in West Africa. The statement said that member states were committed to do what was necessary to ensure the international effort can extinguish the outbreak and address its medium-term economic and humanitarian costs. However, any financial commitment by the leaders to tackle the outbreak is not mentioned in the statement. G20 leaders also agreed to take strong, effective action on climate change, following pressure from the United States and the European leaders. Earlier, Prime Minister Tony Abbott had faced criticism from environmental campaigners for not including talks on climate change in the summit. On the other side, Ukraine issue has headlined the G20 summit. Much of the summit focused on Russian President Vladimir Putin's position on the crisis in Ukraine. Putin faced fierce criticism and left the meeting before it ended, but said the summit was constructive. Putin left the G20 summit in Brisbane early, saying he needed to get back to work in Moscow on Monday. US President Barack Obama met European leaders to discuss a coordinated response to what they see as Russia's destabilization of Ukraine. Obama criticized Putin by saying that was violating international law, providing heavy arms to the separatists in Ukraine, and violating the Minsk agreement.
You don't invade other countries or finance proxies and support them in ways that break up a country that has mechanisms for democratic elections.
However, Kremlin denied these allegations and criticism. In addition to this, saying atmosphere at the event was quite cordial, the Russian leader praised the attitude of Australians in Brisbane and the hospitality of the country's Prime Minister Tony Abbott, who played host to the event. On the whole, 9th G20 summit concluded with leaders drawing certain growth-oriented strategies with which people right around the world are going to be better, according to the leaders. With inputs from Ravi Dhiman, OP Das and Arun Sharma from Brisbane, Venkat Raman's report, DD News.